Hey everybody, we are the Melanated Anime Club.
What is
Mickey Matsubara with It's So Creamy, the Jam. Welcome to the inaugural issue of the Melanated Anime Club. Thank you all so much for being here. What up, y'all?
Yo, what is up? How are you, man?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm chilling here in the sunny hills of Hollywood. Yeah, it's nice out here today. How are y'all at? How are y'all doing?
I'm chilling up here on the north side of Chicago. It is also sunny. It is also a lovely day.
It is 75 degrees, and I probably still won't go outside.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm on that train too. Yeah.
Hashtag social.
I'm just gonna soak in the light from the window.
I might open a window if I feel lucky later on. I feel that.
Yeah, I've got the windows open already. It is a nice breeze going through here. It's nice.
That's what's up. So we are here. We are the Melanated Anime Club. We were talking about how we look at videos about anime, and it's very, very white.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no offense.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
just a little.
All right.
enough offense for us to get in the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, representation matters, man.
Yeah, exactly. And I just figured, let's have our voices talk about anime because I know we got a lot of it. Honestly, I got
opinions.
A lot of opinions. Yeah, honestly, I met these dudes online when I started posting about One Piece stuff that I was into, and these people responded to things, and I kind of got in, and we started chatting about what happened every week and how our theory.
Update every week. I mean, you just
got to. As soon as it drops,
breaking chapters.
So much shit happens. As soon as it drops,
like Zheryk will send me the link, and I'm just like, oh, I didn't even know this is out yet, but just made my day.
Yep. I like to be like, no, I already read it. Yeah, I know, I read it.
He says I read it, and then I'm like, yo, what'd you think about this? And it's like an hour later, he's like, okay, so these are my thoughts.
It is, yo, man. It's a lot to digest.
You got to reread to get a better appreciation, you know.
Right?
Double down.
Marinate a bit.
Through it when I first go through it.
Absolutely. I figured we just take this time to kind of introduce ourselves. Let's kind of. I'll cut to me. I'm gonna cut to me. There we go.
There it is.
Hey, so my name is Zheryk, aka Zheryk the Entertainer. I kind of run all this stuff. I grew up watching anime as a kid. I remember like super early before church and stuff. That's when Dragon Ball Z came on. Specifically, I remember watching Ronin Warriors as a kid in the summers when my parents weren't doing nothing, and I was just there, and all I had was the TV, and like that was on. So I just like Rowan Estrada and like Kento of Hard Rock and shit. I was all about it. I really was like not into anime. I mean, I did the Pokemon thing that I think we all did, Dragon Ball Z for boys, Sailor Moon for girls. All of that stuff that I feel like a lot of people did, but I really kind of went away from it. I think I got tired of like the cheesy dubs, which is all that we had, the bad translations, this clearly not donut is a donut now. This rice cake is a sandwich type of thing. And I kind of went away from it. And then I was just like, yeah, that's for nerds. That's for whatever. I mean, I got the things I like, but then I got into One Piece in the summer of 2016. I was unemployed, and that had a shitload of episodes for me just to watch. And I got into it. It didn't make any sense. And then I was like, oh, it's real. And I think it was like by Arlong Park, I was like, oh man, this is heavier than just some goofy anime. And then by the time I got to Skypiea, I was like, oh, this is my shit. I'm all in. And then from there, that opened the doors back open. I went back and watched some of my favorite stuff as a kid. So I rewatched Yu Yu Hakusho. That's classic. I wish that he didn't have his mental breakdowns. It would have given us like what he was fully fleshing out in that last season. Got into Hunter x Hunter real big because that was the jam. Same thing with that. I hope his mental health gets better and he can flesh out and finish that because there's so many unanswered questions. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is one that I got into recently. I'm about to start Golden Wind. I watched the first episode yesterday. That's pretty much me. I'll talk about more weird shit. I'm really into like real funky, like wacky, quirky, like comedy anime from back in the day. So Magical Witch Puni-chan is one of my all-time favorites, and then Excel Saga is one I got to reference. So that's enough about me. Let's bring back the rest of the crew. Wes, you want to talk about yourself?
Why not? Go ahead. Hey, everybody, I'm Wes Sharps. I am an anime stan from way back when. I think my first anime, well, it was one or two. It was either Ronin Warriors or Sailor Moon, and it would come on right before school. And then Sailor Moon would come on after school, and I would close my door so no one knew I was watching Sailor Moon because it was just one of those things. Luckily, I'm over that. But I would say, as far as anime, I'm definitely a shonen stan. Like, I love seeing an overpowered protagonist just have some colorful ass fights. Like, I can't deny that. Pretty much, I love an anime if it makes me laugh, cry, or go, oh shit. Let's see, what else can I say here? Yeah, I've always loved Dragon Ball Z. I'm big into My Hero Academia right now, Attack on Titan, um, One Piece from maybe the last like 15 years of my life. I've been following One Piece, and it has been a oh so glorious ride. I think I took one summer when I was like 16, 17 and just watched like maybe like 500 episodes in that summer and have not turned back. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Like, I will always have an opinion. Matt?
What's up? I'm Matt Kid. Been into anime since Akira came out. Been watching them after school like everyone else. But mine going back are like Ronin Warriors, like when it first came out. Zheryk probably was like seeing the replay. But like don't just and like Mech Warriors and Gundam Wing and seeing all those things growing up, that was like, yes, I loved it because I love Transformers, and like that was like one step away, but that wasn't GoBots though, because GoBots were trash. And it was just a great immersive world that, for whatever reason, like I think for me, and like everyone else mentioned, it was something you watched after school, and when it wasn't there, you weren't thinking about it. But now in the age of the internet, I can go back and watch all those. But for me, like it kept it like, for me, it was like every day I'm coming home after class, I'm gonna watch Dragon Ball Z on Toonami every day and just sit there and watch the same fight for a week, like everybody else, move forward at the pace of a snail and love every single minute of it. And since then, I've just gotten into like, yep, I'm gonna read these chapters every single week. I think that started back when the big three were Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto.
Yeah.
And I would sit there every week and read Manga Stream and just constantly go through with that. But now that Manga Stream's gone, I'm back on Viz. So yeah, I'm loving it. This is great. These are great stories, and I like how the medium is so concise, and you can put so much in. Like, I didn't even know that there was like comedy mangas until Z put me onto it like a couple weeks ago. So, but yeah, that's me.
Yeah, so that's us. This is the Melanated Anime Club. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit it with one of these real quick, and bam.
Yo,
Bam.
the brand.
I love it.
Just so you know, that's a good spot. Just like later on, I could be like, "Yo, cut it there."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
Is yours flashing?
Is what flashing?
No, I just saw like weird white flashes come by. So never mind. It's probably the platform.
Right.
Oh, maybe. Who knows? Word. So, yeah, man. So, shit. Let's talk anime. Like, so we've all been like keeping up with One Piece.
Yeah,
Definitely.
That One Piece is kind of like, I mean, it's the golden standard to me. I mean, everyone's like, JoJo's has been around longer, but it's like it ain't been around consistently.
right. And that's the
Yeah.
I mean, that's
It's all different parts.
Yeah.
One Piece is just like one streamlined story.
mm-hmm. It's consistent. That's the thing that I think sets it above everything else.
Naruto
Like,
had a chopping up. Dragon Balls had retcons. I don't even talk about GT. Like, that was dope. I enjoyed GT as a child.
Oh yeah, GT was more content. You didn't really focus on like how bad it was.
Yeah, and honestly, like I'm kind of salty that like all of Baby's been retconned because like Baby Vegeta was dope. Like that whole like dope.
Wait. Baby Vegeta gone?
Yeah, that was all.
Super, you would have to retcon it because certain things wouldn't happen the same way.
Yeah, like Oob. Like what happened to Oob?
Yeah.
Forgot all about him. He's probably a baby at this point in Super.
Like in GT, like he just like was like part of the crew, like getting trained. Like
in GT, it was like 10 years post Z, if I'm right.
I remember like the first episode of GT was just like the next, like right after the last episode of
Yeah, but it was still a couple of years down
after.
the line.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
'Cause it was like
Because all of them were older. Like Goten and Trunks were taller.
Wasn't Gohan teaching?
yeah,
Probably. It was just a disappointment. So it's just
Gohan was just lame as hell. Yeah,
he'll always be my favorite character, but I can recognize that he's a disappointment. And
no, like I feel like I am Gohan always growing up. Like me and Gohan were biracial angels. Like
Oh yeah, I see that.
so it was just like, I've always had like that potential, but never really hit it. But also like anytime he needed to come through, he would, and that's what I always felt like I was. So
Right, but I think that's the thing about Gohan. Gohan was dope, but you can't force your children to do what you did.
right.
You know, let them be great on and of themselves.
No, I feel you. Gohan's like his dad's the football player that's like play football, and Gohan's like I just want to dance. Like that's
Right?
Gohan,
And he's a dope dancer,
and he can play football. But
right?
he'd rather be focusing on
Think
dancing.
about those routes he'd run a wide receiver, having done plies all day,
God damn.
right?
That's why you need a Piccolo.
Yup. The good
That was
that
the
uncle
dream.
that looks at you and sees the talent. You know what? Like, hey, come hang out with me a little bit.
He's like, yeah, we don't train in football, but I'm gonna let you dance. I got you.
Mhm. Yep. Let's get these heel toes going. I love it. I love it. It's so good.
You never played
That's how they
football.
did it for me.
Like that's that right there, Matt.
No, actually, it was like because I remember like who was it? Couple NFL players have taken like ballet classes.
Yeah, I remember Dion was one of the ones that was like Dion was real big on that.
Yep. And like being a leotard and everything. I mean, like it's for show a little bit because he's on TV, but I think it was for real. But also he's Dion, so he probably didn't need it.
And let's be honest, I mean, he wouldn't care.
No, and also these days I think we're past the point of caring.
I mean, I feel like
It's like you do whatever, whenever, however to get paid.
As long as you win games.
I mean,
As long as you win games, unless you get paid to lose.
paid to lose, but yeah, I mean, I think it's crossing over with everything. Is like you can't just be one thing anymore. Like
Right?
we can't just be an actor. You got to be an actor / writer / rapper /
Singer / dancer /
It's like the MMA effect. Like you can't be karate. You got to have jujitsu and a standing game and a ground game.
One Piece, the OG, because what does it have? Powered fights. We all love that. Emotional content that hooks you. Come back. Comedy. Have you seen the faces? Like I still love to this my favorite finisher so far, because it's just so funny. Is Usopp using hockey for the first time and getting that weird Oboshi to come up, and it's just his face.
And it freaks the hell out of Sugar.
Yeah.
And makes her pass out, and it's the best.
So good. It was like, yo, got Usopp.
Yo, shit. I don't know if we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it here.
What are you talking about?
Wasn't that painted by Conjuro?
That I don't remember.
No,
I can't say that's right. It's gonna be a lull because we can't.
You have to look it up. All right.
You know what? I'm figuring this out. I got internet.
All right, cool.
Okay.
He's on that. You know how to share screens and stuff, right? When you get it.
Yeah, I'll figure out when I get it.
Cool, we'll figure it out. But we're gonna keep talking while this is going on.
Well, I'm finding that out.
No, I'm just saying my favorite finish in One Piece is pretty straightforward. I think it's like really classic, real iconic. When Luffy finally fights back with Bellamy the first time on Jai.
Yes. Wait. Yes.
Just like one hit, it's over. That fist, his face, like he's bouncing, and just that. Oh man, that's that one like screen. Oh, bro.
I think for me, it's a tie between the final Kong for Doflamingo.
Okay.
Because that was just him like really becoming that enemy of the gods we hear so much about.
Yeah.
And that was just like a powerful moment. And then the other was that giant ass bell in Skypia. Just
Okay.
just the bell rifle. How what do you call that? I can't remember.
Like we had the gold.
Yeah, we had the gold, and he like used the whole thing as like one giant rifle to knock down the Arc Maxim.
Yeah, I can't remember what he called it. It was like a special one-time maneuver, but
Yeah, it was only because he was weighted down by like.
he had to get all the gold. Yeah, that shit was dope. Man, Skypea is like my favorite arc of them all. I think that was the one where it was like, all right, so everything's kind of realistic and like pirate, like kingdom drama.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, we're going up in the Sky Islands and we're facing like mystical races. They met God, white God, like angel people. Yeah, dude, it was all crazy. And that one girl was like, snapped with the pictures and just like took off, and now like all their pictures are on the wanted posters. Like that shit was crazy. That was the first time you like saw a person come out and do that. And then like they go straight from that into Water 7, and it's like, what? This just changed completely. Like each arc is a different.
Water 7 is where shit really got real for me. Like that's where you find out all the secrets in the world government, how shady they are, and then CP9 and that whole arc. Like it just took the show to another level for me.
You get Nico Robin's backstory, and that's the first time you're like, oh shit, genocide?
Yeah, full on genocide in this anime. Look that.
Fucking genocide, bro.
Like a whole island of archaeologists just had to go because they were too close.
They asked too many damn questions. Damn.
That is full on. Just wow. Like the point, like it's been. We're at chapter. We're like, okay, Oda at every big like 000 chapter does something big.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's always leading up to those chapters, something big is happening. So like right there on it is something big. We're about to hit 1,000.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a big milestone.
That's huge. Like I can't think of another manga that has hit 1,000 chapters.
I can't tell it. Maybe
Right.
It's closed. Detective Conan.
Maybe
That's been going on for.
It's taking breaks. It's like Lupin the Third's been going on forever, but they take like decade-long breaks. You know what I mean?
right. This is without a break. So I'm thinking, especially because this war is building up, I have a feeling like 1,000 is going to be big.
Like
I would think so.
Like it's either going to be a battle between like Luffy, Kaido, and Big Mom. Because I see that alliance breaking up.
What chapter are we on right now? How many chapters do we have until
978?
yeah,
978.
Okay.
it'll happen in 2022, I believe,
Wow. I mean,
because of breaks and shit.
23 weeks.
Breaks and shit.
50. We haven't even hit half a year yet. You know what? Timing of it might hit. It might be the last chapter of the year.
Of this year?
I think.
could be.
Break.
I'm gonna do the math on that right now. I don't really feel like it.
The first chapter in next year.
Okay.
Something like that. But that's what's either way. I think it's going to be big.
I agree with you that something big is going to happen on chapter 1,000, and this is my guess. So your suggestion is that's going to be a big. My guess is this: on chapter 1,000, a commander, a Yonko, fucking Shanks dies. Chapter 1,000. I'm calling it. That's my prediction. I'm starting off with my prediction. The Yonko.
With this. I gotta hear some reasoning.
Yeah.
So my reasoning is this. He kept on saying like something big is going to happen, right? Something big is going to happen. I think that we've kind of had this tease since day one that when he got the hat that he told Luffy, one day you're going to become a great pirate and you're going to give this back to me, right?
He's never gonna get that hat back.
No.
He's going to
That was determined.
yeah. That's my guess is that he's going to like. Okay, so the reason I say I think Shanks dies is because we're at that point now. So we've had the first, Whitebeard being the first like emperor that's died. That's kind of kicked off everything here, right? So we're in this battle with Big Mom and Kaido, and by all accounts, at least one of them, if not both of them, are about to die. And so that only stands to reason that to kind of start this new generation, this great pirate era, that all of the old guard, the old Yonko need to kind of go. And even Luffy, when he kind of started this path, knew what was up. He was like, yeah, we gotta work together to take out.
Or taking out Yonko. Like that's our objective. Like we're just going to go from Yonko to Yonko, and I get that. Like we need to see that kind of progression and change in this world. They've already like unofficially named Luffy the 5th Yonko, so the change is already started.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't he doesn't die immediately like on chapter 1000, and that is my bold prediction. I'm making a bold ass prediction. Shanks will die chapter 1000, so it's recorded, and you guys can come back and say it.
So you think Blackbeard is the one who does it?
Show up.
I don't think Blackbeard does it, but I think he starts the process.
It's going to be not. I see. We don't get to see how he dies.
Right. I think what happens is Blackbeard reveals that Shanks is like in with the Gorosei to the world, and like I think Blackbeard like starts the process, but I don't think Blackbeard's the one that kills him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's working on a higher level. There's still a lot of things with Blackbeard we don't understand.
Right. Because like I feel like maybe Shanks dies at the hands of the Gorosei, like like they haven't done shit yet, and they've been like teased for a while. Like there's a number of people that could kill Shanks, you know what I mean? But I just feel like, yeah, Shanks is the Yonko, like he's gonna have to die soon, and around chapter 1000 would be a big moment for that to happen. Or someone's gonna get revealed as alive still, but who knows?
Okay. Kandro did draw it.
Okay.
But it's Usopp's face from when he had that pepper.
No, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then why are you saying that Kandro drew it?
Well, just like Kandro was like a shitty artist, and like that kind of like being made was part of what.
I think he's an amazing artist. Yeah, he has two different styles of art, personally. One is more cartoonish and on his left side, and then there's the more realistic, which comes from the right hand.
Ooh.
All right, we'll definitely talk more about Kandro at some point. I'm gonna hit it with this now. So let's talk about One Piece. Let's dig into it. We kind of were under the impression that we were going to kind of talk about what were we talking about? Oh yeah, dope. Yeah, so we've like read through it. We kind of reread through it on our own.
Yeah.
And we all kind of got our points that we want to hit, and fucking let's jump into it. Wes, you want to start us off?
Okay. I just kind of love throughout this whole flashback that Odin is constantly going on this heroic journey. Like you get to see like how legendary this man was, even in Wano before he even left to like go join up with Whitebeard or anything. Like all the amazing feats and like just this charismatic over the top character that could bring in all these loyal vassals to like follow him to the death. Like I really appreciated like getting to see this backstory on this like huge character that's just been alluded to this entire time. But I really want to focus on what we learned during this flashback, like the whole scenes with Whitebeard and Gold Roger. Like that, I think their whole exchange and Roger asking to Whitebeard to loan Odin to him so that they could find One Piece because he's the only one that could read the poneglyphs. Like all that background knowledge that we could only allude to, just having that become factual and canon and just knowing it just enriches the story. And yeah, I think just we learned a lot and I loved most of it. There were a couple chapters that kind of lagged, but it was all good information. Oh, I can't hear you.
Nope.
Yeah, I guess that was one of my favorite things kind of about the flashback. It's like one of my favorite things about like One Piece or any kind of story that just builds the world like they do. I'm gonna be a big fan of, and I feel like the Onin flashback really went a long way in kind of building that lore in the background. So I mean, we got to hear about Odin, and all we've gone through Wano. He's been built up as this legend even before Wano. I mean, essentially, as soon as we found out about Zoe and the Minx, like Odin has just been built since we met Momonosuke and Punk Hazard. So even like further, the lore has been built up on Odin, and this is like the first time where I think like a legend that has been built up to us like that has truly been explored. So I thought that was really fucking dope, and how we kind of got, like by the age of 4, he was like betting these wenches and throwing boars and like shit.
Yeah.
He was like ultimate like dude. But at the same time, like, you get into the story and you get like the reality of them, and then you find out about the Kurozumis, the other side, like the opposite of the of those guys, the Kazukis. So now it's like the cursed branch of the family, who's the sins of the father type of shit, and like how once you learn the story, Orochi is almost kind of like a sympathetic figure. That's like one of the beautiful things about One Piece is even like the most fucked up Arlong of characters has like a backstory and at least like a why, if that makes sense. So I really love that. I really branched on to all of like the little family members here, and how like these guys were part of the Shimotsuki clan, and like how that branched off, and like it's really got absorbed into all of that. So I did enjoy like the story of Odin, and like the final hour, and like the dopest shit that like he does. It is like a fucking he's like noble Samson Jesus. It's great, and that's why I thought it was like great. And like I'm loving how since like we've gone back, and even like the rest of Wano, it's kind of like all of the points come back to here, and like just I love how the threads are all playing. It's great.
Great storytelling.
Yeah, it's the threads are really what I think that backstory gives you a lot of, because that's where we also first hear about Rocks and how there's this legendary crew that broke up for whatever reason. It has to do with what happened on Laughtail, I believe it is, with the fight with the two like between Rocks and
Gold Roger
and Luffy's grandfather.
Garp.
Yeah. So like even in that, you're getting like, no, this whole story is connected, going all the way back. And you even get that in the flashback, even more so onto like the world building with on top of like with the cover chapters too. Because the cover chapters, we wrap up the whole story of Lola and her sister.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
That happened throughout that whole thing.
Dude,
that is a huge thing. It's like Oda is so good at is like perfectly tying up all these loose ends that he seeded a decade ago, which I find just amazing. It's just great storytelling.
Loki, we should do a cover chapter like recap from like the top and just kind of that should be
that gets you the Luffy's armada. Now we find out like there's so much happening just on that,
bro. Okay, you brought up Luffy's armada, the Grand Fleet.
Yes,
the Grand Fleet.
All right, so this is the thing that kind of came out with me through the Odin flashback that like is stuck with me. So one of the stories I told you about the Kurozumi clan, as Orochi is kind of orchestrating this plan, he is being led by like what we assume to be his grandmother figure. I believe the name is Higurashi Kurozumi. So she's that crazy, wicked old lady.
Right. She's got the
she's got the Makimane no Mi, right?
Right.
She can just like the clone fruit if you're going with the American standard, right?
Right.
So essentially, they can use the power to become whoever they want to, and in this case, they became different people to get money from Odin for Orochi.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of told like that's kind of how they did it, and how he would come out and say crazy things, how he was sukiyaki and like said those crazy things to get Orochi in power. But like she used that power with the other guy that was there, Semimaru, who were presumed to be her husband or some old man that's also in the family, and he used the Bari no Mi, and he can make barrier fruits.
Right.
So that leads me to two characters that we've seen that are friends. One's a friend of Luffy, like a friend of Luffy, and the other one is like the fanboy who super loves Luffy and is crazy for Luffy. Yeah. So that Bartolomeo of the Grand Fleet has somehow gotten the powers of Semimaru. And then also on the flip side, Bon Clay, aka Mr. 2, has gotten the clone fruit. So those two either have to have some kind of correlation to each other or some correlation to Wano. Or maybe even the family. Like I have a weird fucked up theory that Bartolomeo will betray grand.
Don't do that. Don't put that on my heart yet. I don't need it.
He did that. He mentioned that a couple days ago. I was just like, dude.
Why would you put something so dark? Why would
right.
you do
Like,
that?
that's
How
some
do
weird.
you get that power then?
That's a great.
Well,
Right?
isn't it when devil fruit power dies, like a user dies, like the fruit just gets reborn somewhere in the world?
See?
Am I wrong?
Just somewhere in the world?
See, I said somewhere in the world. But then he countered with, okay, well then, is it somewhere in the world, or is it the nearest fruit it can find that will accept the power?
Yeah, all I'm saying is there's got to be something to how
I
Blackbeard.
don't know.
That's all I'm saying. There's got to be some reason Blackbeard has gotten the ability to take the ones he wants and have it conveniently. There's a reason. There's somehow, some way that fucking Doflamingo knew exactly how to get Ace's fruit for a tournament.
Okay, fair enough. Because that was kind of wild, like how he just like after 2 years, like, oh yeah, got the fruit. This is the prize,
right?
Yeah,
Exactly. I always had a question about that too, because it's like you don't know where it's going to pop up.
I just assume
but at the same time, he's Joker.
Yeah,
Joker.
So he can get it if he needs to get
Underworld. Like he has resources. That's what I assumed. But
it's like Ace is out there. Cool. I have a bounty out there for 10 million berry to give me this fruit.
You said Ace is out there?
No, well, Ace's fruit is out there.
I don't know. I'm just saying though, like I just think it's wild that we're in a place right now where there is a Yonko unit that has a king, a queen, a jack, a joker, and an ace that died. There's no ace in that crew?
There's an ace, and I feel we're going to meet the ace shortly. I'm believing the people that are saying that Ace is Kaido's son.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But I'm also leaning because this is all Joker.
Casti Rouge?
What?
Huh?
What did you say?
Is that what you just said?
No. What did you say?
I thought you said Ace is Kaido's son.
No.
Oh,
well, I did, but it's the ace of the organization.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it's either going to be Kaido's son or it's that dude with the big horns and the Topi Ropo. Because I have a feeling that everyone who's in that organization was seen in a shadow in some way or fashion when referenced about the underworld. So like every time in the past that we've been talking about the underworld, we've always seen someone who's in the underworld that's come back later on and you've seen their whole face. First time it was the mink that got captured by Jinbei. Big Mom's mink, but he was always with the dude who was an egg. And every time he got cracked, he became a bigger bird.
Yeah, Tamago.
Not Tamago, the other guy. That guy was seen in shadow the first time they started talking about underworld and stuff like that. Underworld. What?
Pedro?
Yes. I think it's Pedro.
No, the other lion. What's his name? Peckham's.
Yes, Peckham's.
Wait, so Peckham's was part of the underworld? You said Peckham's is a member of the underworld?
Yeah, I'm saying that he was an underworld representative, probably for Big Mom.
Yeah. Dude, okay, let's talk about them. Let's talk about them for a second because I feel like the underworld doesn't get talked about enough. One of my favorite characters that I'm like, oh man, I love the visual of him. I love his name. I love what he stands for. And we've just never done anything with him. He's one of the emperors of the underworld. His name is Drug Peklo. He's got this lion face. He holds a scythe, which is my favorite weapon in like RPGs and fantasy. Like, give me a scythe. That's always my move. If I'm not barehanded, that's a different story though. He's got like this crazy like hair. He's got a vibe of like a wrestler, and they call him the Undertaker of the underworld. So like, of course, I'm a fan.
I might have lost over that. I can't remember it. I can't remember him.
Let's see if I can pull it up real quick and find a picture of him. Y'all vamp.
Did I beat you?
Who's doing it? Because I'm not looking at it.
Drug Pedro?
I got it. I got Drug.
There he is.
Peklo.
Yo, this guy looks crazy. Forgot about him.
This dude is nuts. Let's see here.
Somebody show me.
I'm about to see if I can pull it up here. Hold on.
Here we go.
Bam.
You got it? All
I
right.
see that dude.
Yep, that's him.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that dude's wild.
Yeah, he looks familiar. Yeah,
He just like didn't really do anything. Like he was at the tea party. He was at Big Mom's tea party.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But like I think that was about it. Yeah. So Drug Peklo, one of the people I want to learn more about. One of my favorite people. He crazy looking.
He put so much effort into that character that we may never ever see again.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I feel like that's happened with a lot of characters.
Yeah.
True. But like with a nameplate, to be in like 10 chapters,
and to get a unique laugh,
right?
Weak.
Okay.
You love that dude.
You can even mimic the laugh. I can't even do
all of my favorites. I got their laughs down, dude, for sure.
All right, dude, I got to hear Chopper's laugh.
Who?
I got to hear Chopper.
I can't do Chopper's.
What? Can you do his dance though when he's taking a compliment?
Let's go to the full. When you compliment me, you bastards.
That's great. That's great.
Oh, that's quality content right there.
Solid content.
But I do low key like now that they're going to be making a live action One Piece property.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, I'm hearing that's being made in Japan, so that's probably a good start.
Yeah,
I want to get my Japanese down. I feel like I have a good shot if I like move to Japan, get my Japanese down. I'm like, yo, let me audition for Blackbeard, and I'm just like,
yo, you're there, you're right there. Get the Japanese down, bro. I got it.
Get me down, Zheryk Padugu for Blackbeard. Put me down for Teach. I'll be Teach. It'll be fucking dope.
Do it. You need to start cosplaying as him, man.
All right, I'll make it happen.
Start working on the brand. Start working
a little more. Start braiding it. You know.
Yep.
Well, I gotta start off in the pre-time skip.
Right.
So, you know how it goes.
It's crazy how all these people they've all met each other before.
Yeah.
All about to destroy the world.
That's what happens.
I think, and that goes back to like the whole Rocks situation. Like these characters with the Will of D. They have like this charismatic and this ability to just draw other strong people towards them.
Yeah,
like we've seen it with Luffy, we've seen it with Rocks, we've even seen it with other like characters who have Conqueror's Hockey. They just have like these over the top charismatic personalities that just draw
people to it.
I mean, not even. I don't even think it's like charismatic over the top personalities, because I think one of the first characters we get introduced to is Kobe, and like he's just some fucking pipsqueak piece of shit. But as you develop him, of course he develops Conqueror's Hockey. There's something about that dude.
Yeah.
He's not a big flamboyant guy. He just wants to be a Marine Admiral. He just is like chasing his dream. That's all he's really doing. And I think
he doesn't have Conquerors. He has
I don't think he has Conquerors.
No, he's got Bush. He's got the other one. No, wait, no. He's hearing he hears people's thoughts. He's got Conquerors. Never mind.
Yeah. That happened right after War.
Yeah, no, at Marineford, it was like his 2 seconds of unlocking Conqueror's Hockeys. That's why, like, Shanks was like, my young man, like, your 2 seconds just changed the fate of the world, or whatever the fuck Shanks said.
Yeah.
That was
I gotta go back and watch that. I mean, Marineford is just a great arc to watch.
It is. I mean, can you believe it, though? Like, everyone's talking about how, like, second half is mirroring the first half.
Yeah, you hear that.
Same Marineford was as an arc. And we're about to have it's analog now. Like the setup now is insane. Everyone's there.
Yeah.
Like all 10 members.
You never know who else is going to show up, because I still feel like the Grand Fleet's going to show up, because like
it's been hinted at
in a sense.
Yeah.
Like the world government has to show up because Drake's undercover, and Kobe and them had that Kobe and Drake had the conversation. Yeah. So like, is he going to show up?
Oh, and you know, if Kobe told Garp, shit's down. Like, if
yes.
Garp
so that's the thing. It's like, if Garp knows, that means Garp's likely in Sword.
That's why I think Garp is leading Sword.
He probably is the leader of Sword.
I would say after the events on after the Rocks crew incident, like that's when he decided, like, okay, the world government is shit. I need,
Yes.
I need to have
the shadow government to make things go. Yep.
and that's why he never became a full admiral, because then they'd have too much control over him.
And that's why Drake is over in Wano, because Wano matters.
There we go.
Yeah,
Just broke the whole thing down.
it's crazy, man.
You see how what happens when you get some melon involved in this?
You say melon? Did you say?
I did say melon.
You said melon. Yes.
I said melon. What do you think those fruits are? Melons.
Okay.
Got him.
I'm gonna let you have it.
Thank you. I'm
I'm
taking
tired
it
of fighting.
quiet. I'm taking it to be quiet.
But yo, let's talk about more shit from Wano real quick.
Yeah.
So there was like a random thread kind of before the Kozuki Odin thing kind of kicked off, and it was regarding the weapon storage facility in the winter region. There was that Amaterasu, the shape-shifting fox that was protecting it.
Yes.
I remember that.
I remember that.
Like, they like do nothing with that fox.
Nothing's come back with that. But you have seen 2 more of those foxes when you went to Onigashima.
We did. Where?
As soon as you walked in, there's 2 big statues right next to the boats. As soon as
It's another little thing I missed.
It's that giant picture with like so much going on that's both spread.
everything. Yep.
There's like so much to miss. Can you pull that? Can you pull that up somewhere?
Panel, maybe.
Pull that panel up. We'll fucking break that shit down. We'll break that shit down before they take us the fuck down. You know what I mean? I don't know the rules of this yet, so if we've in terms, yeah.
There's probably some licensing issue. Even me just saying that probably puts a red flag, but it's fine.
We're good.
Licensing issue?
I don't know. I'm making this up.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
We all are.
I don't know.
It's 68 or 78?
What?
70? I think 78.
78?
978.
Oh yeah, 978 was the last episode. A chapter.
Interesting.
Here's just a small thing that's been in my mind. Do you think Kaido has fathered any of Big Mom's children? Because I feel like yes.
No.
I don't think any of the children we've met is the
They
case.
just don't fit.
If it's gonna be like a child that like is a Kaido and Big Mom's, it's gonna be the one that's being debuted soon. If there's to be a new,
That'd be one.
that's the only way that would make sense.
Okay.
And if not, they're gonna probably like announce a wedding or something between the kids. I feel like that's like Big Mom's MO.
Yeah, it is. That is
totally down.
one of the linchpins of like their alliance.
Oh, like Flampe. Flampe gets married to whoever.
Maybe.
Y'all remember Flampe? Flampe?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't she the one that was like infatuated with Sanji?
No, that's Pudding.
That was Pudding. Yeah.
Flampe is the one who shot the poison arrow at Luffy during the battle.
The one that was like really.
That one. Yeah. Oh,
Katakuri, you're ugly.
Yeah.
Oh.
she is in Wano. Huh.
We don't know. We really don't know who all of Big Mom's crew is in Wano.
No, they've shown her.
Oh, they have?
Oh, you showed her? Okay.
Yeah, they've shown her, and in the last episode of the anime, you see her as well again. So she's there.
Low-key, I haven't watched the anime.
Yeah. I haven't watched it in a while just because like I like to binge it hard. So it's like I won't watch it for like half a year just so I can have like a whole arc to watch at once.
I'm actually at probably a good point where I could probably binge from where I haven't watched it and probably be like, oh, this is fun because they're going to be on break indefinitely. So this might be a good call, actually.
Yeah, I think I'm like 40 episodes behind between like 30 and 40. Like I stopped like right around Reverie. So I was like, this is a good stopping place.
I think I stopped after Luffy's first, like the end of the first battle with fucking Basil Hawkins.
Hawkins.
Yeah.
Straw man himself.
Or actually, no, I think it was right when they were like, wait, I know those tattoos, you're Law. And Hawkins is like, Law's like, yeah. Don't make a thing of it.
Don't make it.
I'm not here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's cool. Don't worry. But yeah, you see right there by the ships, right next to it. So this is is 1 fox, 2 fox.
Can you zoom in a little bit? Wait. Can you zoom in a little bit?
I
Zoom? No zooming. Sorry.
It's cool. I can't.
Control plus.
Okay, I think I see it here. Okay, so there it is. So yeah, the two foxes are the statues. I got you. I see them.
I'm still trying to see. Okay, wait.
All right. So if you look where it says "so this," and then "so this is," and then to the left a little bit,
Okay, yeah, there they are.
that's on the fox, and right across from it is the other fox.
Okay, I see.
Everyone's mentioning the giant sword. I've noticed that one be mentioned a lot.
Right. The giant sword mentioned a lot. What else there's going on in here?
You think the dragon picks up the sword?
I see a demon gate,
Yeah.
Oni gate, kind of here on the left under the water. That's one thing I'm noticing.
There's another Oni right there.
Okay.
It's a big old skull.
Yeah. Onigashima, dude. It's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Well, after that, more or less.
So there's those foxes again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, what was that? Like, what's the connection? When's it coming back? Because it protected those swords forever.
Yeah. And one of the things too is they've revealed that Kawamatsu is actually a fishman.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, look, there are other like Japanese lore things in there. So like, is there going to be an actual Kappa that shows up down the road? Like,
that would have been nice.
because
But I think that might be.
Kawamatsu's all the kappa we need.
Yeah.
That's how I
How many different races are we going to get? Because right now we've only got. There's 2 Skypea races.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about King? Speaking of mysterious races,
Who?
King.
That's what. He's the other Skypea race.
Which one?
No, I have a feeling he's. I don't know. I think he's Skypea.
We'll find it.
The dude who's got the Oni mask, but also has the wings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Who made
Pterodactyl.
Who made the swords?
No, not Hitetsu. Hitetsu.
Yeah.
Hitetsu, yeah.
Yeah, Hitetsu.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh wow, yeah, he does the wings.
it's
Mhm.
like,
I didn't think about that until just
You didn't?
no.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little pain myself, but it's fine. It's fine.
it's like I was thinking about we're talking about the Shandorians or the Shandians, depending on your translation
Mm-hmm.
from Skypea, like Calgara and that the native race, if you will, up there that use the dials and shit. Like maybe that's how Hitetsu gets his powers in his sword. Is that what you're saying? Like, he's like a
I don't know.
I don't know. I just think dials need to come back in general.
hockey infused dials, like hockey activated dials, should be the move.
Maybe.
Right.
I feel like we're past it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with going back to dials.
I feel like dials like evolves into whatever like Frankie's doing. Like we're at cyborgs and lasers and shit now. Like
Yeah.
But I mean, but still, dials were so much fun. Like you jump down,
It made
like-
relevant.
because like wasn't it Usopp who was like he dropped down, got right next to the person, and just went like, boom, and like the person just flew away because he loaded up the dial and then used it on. Oh.
Didn't that happen in the Luffy Usopp fight?
yeah, that's how he like got Luffy, is because he stuck him.
Yeah.
He did the impact dial, so what Luffy like got him, he like transferred it and then got it right back at him times 5.
Yep,
Yeah, I remember that.
And everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
brilliant.
But Luffy's like, "Nah, dude, get out of here."
Just all right. Respect.
Nice.
All right. Oh, you want to get kicked out for real? All right, let's do this.
This was gonna be practice. It's gonna be practice, but you want the game. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Oh, man.
Mhm.
All right. Well, is there anything else we want to get to on? Oh, yo, let me ask you this.
Okay.
And, I'll probably have a segment. I'm going to have something scheduled here, like a sound bite, and like a thing that pops up, and it's going to be called "That Time Zheryk Went to Japan." So,
That was a trip for you, man.
what's up?
It was a dope trip. I remember those photos.
It was a great time. We definitely want to go back. But talking about Odin, one of his things is that he ate his namesake Odin all the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I actually went in January of 2018, Japanuary, and one of the things I really wanted to try was Odin. I actually had a friend. So when I first moved to Chicago, I actually lived in a hostel for a minute.
Okay.
And so living in the hostel, I met people that kind of were traveling all around the world, including a dude from Japan who had like just come up from like Austin, Texas. He was like talking to me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm from Texas, man. Let's talk about it." And he's like, "Yeah, I love it." Like, you know, his name was Yusuke, but he's like, "Yo, call me Austin." My friends call me Austin, and I was like, "All right, Austin,
Wait,
bro, it's cool." And so like we're talking about like barbecue and like, you know, Texas stuff, and he's like, "Cool." And then like, you know, when it came around and we were like heading out to Japan, I like shot him a message through Facebook Messenger and was like, "Hey, brother, like I'm gonna be in town in January. You know, like I don't know Japanese. Is there anything like cool that you want to do, like and meet up, anything?" And he's like, "Yeah, like for sure. Like let me know when you come out." And so I met up, and him and his girlfriend met up with me and Laura, and then we met up and went up to this like place. We want to go somewhere kind of touristy because like he's like, you know, I never go visit these places when we live here.
Of course.
right.
He's it was a bar, and I think it was like a horror jail themed bar.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So it was like you walk into like each of like the dining areas were like in little like jail cells. But like when you walk in through like the initial like walkway, there's like it's like one specifically that I remember is a werewolf painting, and like the eyes follow you everywhere.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was like kind of spooky, but like it was like, you know, food served in a bedpan and like mostly like snacks and like drinks and stuff there. Like we got like an omelet rice, and I got like a cocktail where like you had to inject a syringe, and there was like it was weird. It was great. It was delicious and good. We hung out there for a minute, but we're walking around, and I was like, they're like, "Hey, is there somewhere you want to go? Like, you know, while you have someone here?" And I was like, "Well, there's this like area. I forget what it's called now. If you ever played the Yakuza games, then there's an area based in it in Kamurocho. I forget what the real name of it is though. It's like an area that's like I think it's Golden Guy, maybe. I don't remember, man. But you kind of need like someone that speaks Japanese to kind of navigate it. Otherwise, you're gonna get screwed, or no one's gonna help you. So I was like, "Hey, man, I really want to try Odin." And his like girlfriend was like, "Oh, I love Odin. Like it's my favorite. It's like a little home food. Like we didn't think like an American would want to try this." I was like, "Yeah, like I hear it's just like good comfort food." So we went in and we found like a little spot, and I don't know any of it and stuff, any of like the culture or the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I just know it's like fish cakes and veggies and whatnot. But they like kind of order, and there's like a rule of 3 that they do. You want to get a circle, a square, and a triangle, and that's kind of like a balanced meal. So it's like a fish cake, like a fried tofu like triangle, and then like a, you know, like a piece of burdock, and that'd be like the circle or something. It was just like that was their kind of like rule. But we sat and I tried Odin for the first time, and the bar was like, "Oh," like because they were excited that like there was someone that wasn't Japanese that was there, because and everything's in Japanese. If you don't know it, you're not going to know what you're going.
Right.
And they were like, "Oh," and like when we get in there and we sit down to get settled in, and they bring us food and drinks, like I realized, oh, this is a rugby bar, and they're like, "Oh, did you play rugby?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm from America. I played football though." And they're like, "Oh, American football player," because like, American football was like, it was like an American style football league that was like starting up in Japan. That was like, you know, airing and stuff on the TV. That was pretty cool. But they were just like, "Oh," and they like brought me like a couple extra rounds of like Odin, like try this thing, and it was like the bean noodles like wrapped in like soy. It was very good.
So if we go to Japan, we can get mistaken for like any black athlete. You're telling me?
Hey, listen, I have a unique thing where I can also pass off as Tongan. So, you know, really a lot of races. If you want to believe I'm it, I am.
Yeah.
Dominican.
I mean, I'm 6'5". I can just tell them I played for some basketball.
Just carry basketball around and buy the bull stuff here and then travel with it. They're not going to question.
No.
It's like, oh yeah,
that's why you don't know.
You know what you should do? Get the G League stuff. It's cheaper. They won't recognize it, and it's very professional looking. So it's like, oh no, professional basketball player. Yes, that's me.
All right.
Okay, no.
Did you really just cut it right there?
Yeah, he did.
Oh man. All right, cool. let's take a little break here. We're gonna end this. We're gonna figure out how to pull up the same episode of something, and we're gonna do a watch along.
Yeah.
We'll tell y'all how to pull it up and watch along with us.
Okay.
All right.
Pause.
So I did find